see. Y'all might as well come on over here because y'all are going to be speaking as well. So let's get closer over here. Well, thank you for joining us this morning to have our annual news conference in reference to the Arkansas Research Alliance and its scholars and fellows. And yes, Chancellor Steinmetz, we grilled him in private, and I want you to know we were not able to get anything out of him. So I will set the stage for that early on. But I'm delighted to be joined by Chancellor Cam Patterson, UAMS, Dr. Joe Steinmetz, University of Arkansas Chancellor at Fayetteville, Jerry Adams, our Arkansas Research Alliance, as well as our ARA board members that are here. And I also appreciate Arkansas State University with Chancellor Damphousse that is here, as well as University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And Dr. Alexander, thank you for joining us today. Did I miss any other institutions that are? UALR, yes. Thank you, Chancellor, for being here as well. And a very important part, I might add, of the Research Alliance, even though we're focusing on two scholars with two different institutions today. Scientific research is important for our nation, but it's certainly important for Arkansas as we try to open more doors in terms of technology, knowledge-based industries that will come here to Arkansas. And I've noted a trend that has been commented on by researchers and scholars, and that is that there is a decline in scientific research by corporate America. One study of 4,600 firms that engaged in R&D demonstrated a 20% decline in corporate R&D among those 4,600 firms. Also, Fortune 500 firms won 41% of innovation awards in 1971. That went from 41% to 6% in 2006. And so you can see that trend. The other concern is that there's a separation between the research that is done with our universities, which has carried the bulk of it in recent years, but is not as connected as it should be with our private industry. That trend we are trying to reverse in Arkansas, and the Arkansas Research Alliance takes the lead in utilizing our research, enhancing our research among our research institutions in Arkansas, and making sure it's connected with industry and has a practical result. And the ARA Academy of Scholars and Fellows has helped spur discoveries in artificial intelligence, nanomaterials, cybersecurity, healthcare, electrical engineering, and many more. So I want to thank the ARA for its work, the board for its continued leadership, all of the institutions for their engagement and sharing of research information, both with the private sector and among the institutions. And with that, I'm happy to turn over the mic to Bob Choctaw, who is the senior leader on the Arkansas Research Alliance, and delighted to have him come and make some additional introductions. Bob.
Thank you, Governor. We really appreciate your hosting the event this morning, and we're certainly all excited about the prospects of adding to our research scholars here in the state. Since taking office, as most everyone in the room knows, Governor Hutchinson has elevated the conversation about advancing higher education, really education across the board, as well as research in our state, with emphasis on making a case for why research is important. And he certainly underscored that in so many different ways over previous years. So again, Governor, thank you for your leadership in advocating for our cause and for supporting our organization. We are most grateful. Before we introduce our newest ARA scholars, I want to tell you a little bit about the ARA Academy of Scholars and Fellows. The ARA Scholars Program began in 2010 to help Arkansas research universities recruit superior research talent to our state. The ARA Fellows Program is a companion to the Scholars Program and was created to recognize distinguished university research leaders that are currently resident in the state and who are already making a difference relative to the research initiatives on the various 5 campuses across Arkansas. These programs were conceived and vetted with the guidance of the ARA Board of Trustees, along with oversight and input from academic leaders from the 5 research universities here in Arkansas. Collectively, the ARA Scholars and Fellows comprise the ARA Academy of Scholars and Fellows, now with 25 members in terms of their ranks. Today, we're excited at the prospects of welcoming 2 new researchers to the Academy as ARA Scholars. With that, I'd like to turn the podium over to Dr. Kim Patterson, who is the Chancellor at UAMS. And with that, Dr. Patterson.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Governor Hutchinson, for hosting this event today. Under your leadership, this is another great day for the people of the state of Arkansas. I'm always happy to be at an event like this where we have a chance to welcome a new ARA scholar to the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, and I am happy to announce that Dr. Teresita Pulido is our newest ARA scholar. Let's give her a round of applause. Dr. Pulido joins us at UAMS as the new chair of the Department of Physiology and Biophysics in the UAMS College of Medicine. She is not new to UAMS. In fact, she was a faculty member at UAMS from 1993 to 2008 in the Division of Endocrinology and Metabolism, and a researcher at UAMS and the VA Center for Osteoporosis and Metabolic Bone Diseases. So we are delighted to have you back as part of our family. Dr. Pulido's lab focuses on mechanisms of signal transduction in bone cells with a particular emphasis on osteocyte biology and health and disease, especially in diseases like osteoporosis, which preferentially affect our aging population. She holds multiple major awards with the National Institutes of Health, as well as the Veterans Administration Merit Award. She serves on the Skeletal Biology Development and Disease Study section for the National Institutes of Health. On September 22nd, Dr. Pulido began serving as the president of the American Society for Bone and Mineral Research. Having a female of Latin American origin running this prestigious organization demonstrates the importance of diversity and inclusion in our biomedical research. With that, please join me in congratulating Dr. Pulido and welcome Dr. Joe Steinmetz, Chancellor of the University of Arkansas, to the podium.
Thank you, Kim, and congratulations, Dr. Pulido, and thank you, Governor, for hosting this. These are really two very impactful people that we're introducing today. So on behalf of the University of Arkansas, it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you Dr. Justin Zahn. Dr. Zahn joined the University of Arkansas College of Engineering in the Department of Computer Science and Computer Engineering. And prior to this, he was the director of the Big Data Hub and a professor in the Department of Computer Science at the College of Engineering, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. His research interests include data science, biomedical informatics, artificial intelligence, blockchain technologies, information assurance, and also social computing. And his resume is as good as it gets. He was a steering chair of the Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers International Conference on Social Computing, their International Conference on Privacy, Security, Risk, and Trust, and the International Conference on Biomedical Computing. Zahn has also served in an editorial capacity for 30 different journals, including editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Privacy, Security, and Integrity, and the International Journal of Computing, Social Computing and Cyber-Physical Systems. At the same time, he has been involved with 150 international conferences, frequently serving as the chair of one of the conferences. Dr. Zahn has published 230 articles in peer-reviewed journals and conferences and delivered more than 30 keynote speeches and also invited talks. And furthermore, he has been involved with more than 45 projects as a principal investigator or co-PI, many of which were funded by the National Science Foundation, the Department of Defense, and also the National Institutes of Health. And just this fall, after joining our faculty, Zahn was awarded $200,000 from the Army Research Office to build a GPU cluster to be used for big data research and education. Zahn has said this device will be key to expanding the breadth of data research at the University of Arkansas. We're extremely glad to have him on campus and working in one of our signature research areas. So please join me in congratulating Dr. Justin Zahn, the University of Arkansas's 2019 ARA Scholar.
Good morning. I'm Jerry Adams, President and CEO of the Arkansas Research Alliance, and thrilled to be part of this presentation this morning. I will also want to thank the governor, also the chancellors for being here, and all of you that have come here as well. Over the next 12 to 18 months, ARA will be adding up to 8 new ARA scholars and fellows, and it will push our academy to over 30, in the mid-30s in terms of the overall academy. This past September, we had our 4th ARA Academy retreat up at the Rockefeller Institute up on Pettagene, and in my words, it was a barn burner. That's not a scientific term, but it's a very gifted and talented group, and the networking that happens in this organization is extraordinary, and it also is a key asset of this state going forward. We have a number of ARA scholars and fellows here today. I can see a few of them back here, and thank you all for what you do for this state. I also want to acknowledge that we have a good number of ARA board members here. We have a board meeting, a luncheon and a board meeting following this thing. I also want to take this time to publicly thank Governor Hutchinson and Mike Preston for their support for a recent bid for the State Science and State Science and Technology Institute's annual conference. This organization is a premier organization, been in business for 22 years, has never had an annual conference in Arkansas. Next October, from the October 13th through 15th, roughly around 300 of the top technology-based economic developers from 47 states are coming to Little Rock. And this is going to give us an enormous opportunity to shine a spotlight on Arkansas, on all of Arkansas, about the progress that we're making as a state. All of us go out and talk about how good Arkansas is. I think people have to come here to believe it. So we're excited about this effort, and the governor was very instrumental in that happening, and thank you for that. I think, and we do not have any press here that I can see, so I'm not sure if they have any questions, but if there are any questions, we will take them at this time, and if not, we will adjourn. Yes?
I did want to recognize our Secretary of Commerce, Mike Preston. It's his job to make sure this research is connected and helps guide the funding of this. So give Secretary Preston a round of applause. And with that, I think we're going to take some photographs here, but we'll be available for any questions you might have.
Thank you all. Yeah, good. If we're going to have some, we have the class.